Houston, Texas. Been a entrepreneur, self-employed for 20 years now. It's funny to say that time has just passed by so fast. And what I will say is I have been involved in the cryptocurrency space here for probably about almost 8 years now, since 2017. So that's 18, 19, 20, 21, 24. Yeah, wow. So next year will be 8 years. And that just feels like it was yesterday as well. Got involved in this space because a good friend of mine started trading Forex. And at that time, I'm like, dude, there was a company, I'm sure you guys have heard of it. And the good friend of mine is and was the number one income earner in that particular company. And so I was one of the first people he told about because we had been in the industry in direct sales and home-based business for probably about, at that time, maybe 12, 13 years. And I really just saw his life change. Literally, we used to we used to get laughed at because we were in the travel business and the coffee business. And that coffee business just, it changed his zip code, changed my zip code, put a extra two commas in our bank accounts, and then he moved to doing Forex, a company that was doing Forex. And the thing is, he didn't know how to trade. So I'm like, dude, like you got all these young people in this company, and everybody's just recruiting, recruiting, recruiting. I'm like, I'm not with that, man. I really want to learn how to trade. And he was like, man, well, we'll figure it out later. And so I decided not to move forward with the company. I started embracing learning how to trade on my own and self-educating myself, getting mentors, going to conferences, things of that nature. And then I was introduced to cryptocurrency by a mentor of mine, and her kids actually was in that company. And I was like, this kind of seems like deja vu. I graduated from high school in the year 2000, so it kind of seemed like the internet all over again. And that's how she explained it. And I'm like, okay, well, what if this does work? So I was involved in what's called a bull run. That means every 4 years on election years. Most people don't know when this happens. It just happens, and they're distracted by the election. They're distracted by Cat Williams. They're distracted by, certain things, the Diddy stories, and on and on and on. All the weird stuff going on in the world, while there's a major shift and a major wealth transfer going on in the world. And so I was involved in that bull run in 2017. Started in 2016, but I knew about crypto, but I wasn't involved in it. So I put some money in, not very much, and ended up making six figures that year. And I was like, this is a joke. Like, not a joke because the money was in my account. I was like, this is a joke, as if, you know, let's see if it happens again. So that year, uh, I believe crypto was around, like Bitcoin was around $3,000, $3,000, and today it's at what 98,000. A couple of days ago, went up to 103,000, and it's just it's literally digital currency. Most people don't understand it, but I
But
will
I,
tell. Not sure the age of everybody that's on this call, but you guys and we have kind of grown up with the internet. But I remember when there was no internet. I remember when there was no cell phones. And I'm only 42, so I'm not that old. At least I'm in denial, but I remember when there was black and white TVs. But over the years, over the last 2 decades, technology usually changes around every 3 to 5 years. But now technology is changing every 6 to 18 months. And if you're not participating in what's called the biggest, and not what's called, what is the biggest wealth transfer in human history, if you're not participating in it, if you're not monetizing from it, then shame on you. When I say shame on you, I remember the dot-com boom. Like I said, I graduated the year 2000, and they said that the internet was going to crash. I never forget. I used to go to church on New Year's Eve. I never forget. I was just, watching the clock and then watching the internet. I'm like, oh, it didn't crash. And since then, at that point, there's probably 500 million users worldwide. We have now 8 billion people in the world. At that point, it's 500 million users worldwide. So that was less than 10% of people in the world that were using the internet. Now, we can't live without the internet. Probably about 3, 4 months ago, when was this? I forgot. Yeah, probably about maybe 4 months ago. I was on my way to Puerto Rico, And I don't know if you guys remember, but that's when like the airlines, their systems went down. Hospitals, their systems went down. Grocery store systems went down. And it was Microsoft 365. And I feel like the world was at a standstill that day because now planes are computer and internet operated. Certain supply chains are internet operated. And so literally we can't live without the internet these days. Now, I say all that to say the same thing is going to happen in the year 2000. 500 million people worldwide out of 8 billion people were using the internet. But now probably 70% of the people in the world use the internet every single day and can't live without it. Here's what I will tell you. When it gets to 10% of people in the world that's using the internet, there's going to be so much money transferred. Imagine cash, fiat cash being non-existent. I went to China probably about 8 years ago, and when I went to China, there's a app called WeChat. It's kind of like WhatsApp. All you do is link your debit card to it, and they were using QR codes everywhere. So to get on the train, QR code. To check into my hotel, QR code. To go into a restaurant, QR code. And I was just tapping, tapping, tapping. That's how you pay for everything. And I was like, this is some different kind of technology. This is before the QR codes were popular here in America. That didn't really happen until COVID, if you really remember. Remember, they would give you a menu before COVID. I call it BC, not before Christ, but before COVID. They would give you a menu. That's how you would use your menu. But now they just give you a QR code, and that's how you pay. In the airports, they don't take cash. On the planes, they don't take cash. Certain places you go. I went to the Usher concert when was this, last week or something here in Houston? They didn't take cash at the stadium. So someday, soon, and let me go back. When I was in China, I spent no cash. I did not exchange my US dollar for the Japanese yen or for the Chinese currency. And so I say that to say that, nobody's walking around, the folks just kind of a little off. They walk around with the stacks of money and cash and a bankroll. And I'm not saying don't carry cash, but there's countries right now, such as El Salvador, who their currency, their tender, they don't use cash anymore. Their legal tender is Bitcoin. There's countries like Ethiopia, countries all over the world where crypto and Bitcoin is becoming like a form of payment. I'll never forget, think about this, and I'm kind of showing my age. I'll never forget when you would pull up to the gas station, you had to go in and pay cash, then they will pump your gas. But now you go to the gas station and I can tap and it's gonna pay for my gas. Lamborghini is now taking Bitcoin as a form of payment. Starbucks is taking Bitcoin as a form of payment. Uber is taking Bitcoin as a form of payment. Rolls Royce is taking Bitcoin as a form of payment. So it's just going, I never forget, it's going to that point to where years ago, probably about 10 years ago, about 10 years ago.
Everything is digital, so of course crypto is gonna rise because crypto is just digital currency.
Yeah, this is true. So about 10 years ago, I'll never forget when they said if you're not doing business on the internet, then you'll be out of business in 5 years. And you got companies like Toys R Us, companies like Blockbuster, companies like Kmart that are out of business because they didn't adapt with the times. Blockbuster went out of business because they didn't go digital. So Netflix took over. The red box is no longer in existence. All I'm saying is technology is changing, and the technology that is linked to cryptocurrency is called blockchain technology. And it's nothing but technology where it can be seamless. It's a technology where everything has to be transparent. So there's no fake billionaires. A lot of people loosely throw the word billionaire around. If you're a billionaire, you'll be able to see a billion in crypto on the blockchain. The blockchain is like the internet. So websites sit on the internet. So the blockchain has crypto projects that sit on the internet, and it's revolutionizing the world right before your very eyes. When I say this is the biggest wealth transfer in human history, literally there's a company by the name of MicroStrategy. You can go look them up. They have a ticker. They're a publicly traded company. There's a gentleman by the name of Michael Saylor who's trying to buy all the Bitcoin up. And since he's been doing that, investing, I believe 50% of their income or the money that they have on their books into crypto, their company is up probably $400 billion liquid. Now everybody else said he was crazy. See, what happens is geniuses, people, they laugh at them. Then at a certain point, then they say they're crazy. Then it's not funny anymore. You know, Bitcoin is here to stay, and it's nothing but digital currency. As the gentleman just mentioned, one day you woke up, you did an update on your app, on your banking app, and you had Zelle. Zelle is digital currency. Cash App is digital currency. PayPal is digital currency. Chime is digital currency. Digital currency is just going to replace fiat currency, paper cash. During the pandemic, they printed more cash in those 2 years than has been printed in the history of cash ever been printed in America. Cash has only been around in America a little bit less than 100 years. So as things begin to change, let's go back even further because I'm proving a point here. We used to have a barter system where they would trade, you know, a calf for some food. They would trade, some shoes for a coat. They would trade a donkey for a horse. It was a barter system, and then they used to trade precious metals, silver and gold for commerce. But then after that, they created, paper cash. Then they created the debit card and the credit card, which was digital. Now you can tap your phone almost anywhere in the world, and it's moving faster and faster and faster in terms of technology. All I'm saying is, since 2017, I've been involved in this space and been involved in this space almost 8 years. I'm considered an expert, and crypto has saved my life. I invested $1,000 into Shiba Inu in December of 2019. $1,000. 60 days later, that thousand was 10. 30 days later, that 10,000 was 100,000. 30 days, no, 60 days later, so that would have been May. That 100,000 was 1.2 million. It had went up to 2.3, but it went up to well, I cashed out at 1.2 million on $1,000 investment. Now you hear about stories like this, and you can say what you want to say. That doesn't happen to very many people, but I teach people how to know when those projects are coming out, where you can catch a project like Shiba Inu or Doge. And I got into Shiba because I heard it was the Dogecoin killer. And I knew people personally that had accidentally made 6 and 7 figures off of Dogecoin. So when they say she was the Dogecoin killer and it got the little dog on it, I'm like, okay, I got extra band, I got extra thousand. Let me put it in there. And it wasn't easy to put it in there. I got in Shiba Inu when I had to buy Ethereum and swap it on Uniswap, and it had 12 zeros in it. Now Shiba has 4 zeros. So that 1,000 to 10, 10 to 100, 100 to 1.2, but it was actually 2.3. I was trying to go for 5. I was being greedy. So that's something else that I teach you about an exit strategy, when to get in, when to get out, when to stay away. And so I met Julius in Dubai a little bit over a year ago. Funny story. And we were there with a lot of influencers from all around the world. I was actually on vacation I was in Turks and Caicos. So a good friend of mine, Scotty, called me and said, "Man, I need you to be in Dubai tomorrow." I'm like, "Man, I'm in Turks. Right? You tripping?" He's like, "Corey, I need you to be in Dubai tomorrow, man. I got a big opportunity in crypto." I'm like, "Man, listen, I'm not interested." He's like, "Man, I'll fly you first class." And I'm like, "Well, let me look up the flight. 15 grand round trip." I said, "Scotty, I'm not flying nowhere over 3 hours if I'm not flying first class. I better have a car service. I need a Benz Sprinter van, and I need the nicest hotel. I need all my meals. I don't want to spend a dime while I'm there, unless it's out of my me willing to do it." And that particular company spent probably about 50,000 just on me getting there. I know Julius, his cousin, several other people were there. And I saw them spend probably about $500,000 in probably about 4 days. And I'm like, yeah. And I knew, when you're in this space, you start to know something, the 6-figure circle is very small. The 7-figure circle is even smaller. The 8-figure circle is even smaller. So I knew 2 of the gentlemen, actually 4 of the gentlemen that were there that were hosting. And I had been to that office before. And this whole deal was a scam. It was a scam. And so I go into the office and they owed me, uh, from a deal that I did. They said they was going to flip some of your money and do all this stuff, give you X amount of dollars on your crypto. They owe me like 50 grand, and I had brought $2 million to this platform between me and some associates because it was a good deal. You get 10% on your money per month. Who would turn that down? But it worked for like 30 days, then it became a scam. So when I walked in, I'm charging the people up in their office because I had been in the office. They, some of these folks around in this space, they scamming you just like when the internet first came out, where they'd be like, hey, you know, what they say? Oh, if you log onto this website, you click on this link, then they get all your information. There's a lot of scammers in this whole crypto space because here's the thing: people are not educated in it, and they don't know not just like the internet, not to log onto a website that's not secure. They don't know not to put your personal information on an unsecured or unfamiliar website. They don't know. See how we had to learn how to protect ourselves on the internet? You need to be taught how to protect yourself in crypto, how to keep your keys, not your coins, And so those are some things that I teach. And so when I met Julius, me and him clicked. And he was like, man, I hear you talking and you kind of charging these people up, man. And we could all, they got the Richard Mille, I got the Richard Mille. They got the AP, I got the AP. Like, who cares? I'm like, man, excuse my French. I'm like, these motherfuckers are some scammers and they better run me my money. And so he was like, man, we gonna link. And I was like, man, y'all better. I told some of the young influencers, see, because I'm an OG in the game in direct sales and network marketing. So I know the owners. They try to fly me out. They try to impress me and all that shit. But I'd be like, man, listen, I don't care about your money. I got my own money. Are you genuine? Are you gonna ruin my relationships? Because I'm outside. I'm a public figure. Some people say they put public figure, but everywhere I go, people know me. And I can't be around here with my reputation being burnt because y'all on some scamming type stuff. And so me and Julius, we linked up and I was like, man, you gotta learn this crypto. You gotta learn it. And so I said, Julius, let me teach you. And Julius was like, man, I got one better. I want you to teach me and I want you to teach the people that's in my school group. And I'm like, cool. And so I hit him the other day when Bitcoin passed 100,000. Everybody, see, people laughed at me, you know, when I got in this space. Oh, you're a scammer. Just because you got in the rug pool, meaning that they make a meme coin, run it up for 2 hours, and then take the money. Just because you got in the rug pool and you didn't know when to pull out, and you didn't know that was a scam. Just because you got scammed, that don't mean that I'm a scammer, right? These people, these internet guys, these people, they got a microphone and some cameras, and they talk all the good talk. They rent somebody's car. They in a plane that's on the ground. They doing photo shoots, with other people's cars, fake jewelry, all that weird stuff. I'm like, man, listen, I'm outside, and I don't. Where I'm from, Houston, you're not going to be playing with nobody money like that. Plain and simple. But I say all that to say, I told Julius, I'm like, man, when Bitcoin passed 100, I'm like, or was approaching 100, actually before that, I'm like, dude, you got to get into this space. And he was like, Corey, I want to introduce you to my group. And guys, that's what I do. I teach people how to monetize off cryptocurrency. There's so many ways to make money off of it. I was looking today on one of the platforms, and it's giving you 12% on your money per month. Okay. High interest savings account, maybe 4% per year. Hedge funds, they will give you maybe 8% per year. My portfolio since Trump was announced as the winner of president is up probably about 290%. So imagine everything in your bank account, double that plus 90% happens in less than 4 weeks. Guys, crypto has outperformed every asset, including real estate, including oil, including gas, including any investment over the last 13 years. And it's documented. But here's the thing. Some people may say, well, am I too late? Didn't I just tell y'all it's 500 million people that's using or participating in crypto, and most of them don't know what they're doing? At one point in 2000, it was 500 million people using the internet. Now it's billions and billions and billions of people that are using the internet every day. And crypto is going to be bigger than the internet. And it's not just cryptocurrency, it's digital currency. Get into your mind that it's just a change in technology. And if you don't participate in this space, your kids and your kids' kids and your kids' kids' kids for 3 generations will be affected. And they're going to be like, hey, Uncle Alfred, hey, Miss Fancy, Miss Destiny, Julius, why didn't you get in that gold rush? It was gold everywhere. And so Crypto Corey, his kids are trust fund babies and they're living in castles, they're in the flying cars and we're still taking Ubers. We might be driving Ubers right now. You see what I'm saying? This is a wealth transfer, and the biggest one that's ever going to happen in human history. And if you don't take advantage of it, then shame on you. I'll end with this. My great grandmother was a maid. Okay, I never forget. I live in the area now that she used to clean homes at when I was a kid. And I just released a book, by the way. It's called Financial Intelligence, you guys. Um, and I kind of go into that story. A lot of people don't know that story about me. They see a polished person now, but I'm a 20-year overnight success. But I'll never forget that on Saturdays, me and my brother, so she would go clean the houses and we would go with her. And then my grandmother was a maid. Then my grandmother, I never forget, she ended up going to college. And so she ended up being like an admin assistant for the sheriff's department. And then my mom was like an admin. And my mom had a little education, but all three of them, great grandmother, grandmother, mom, never really tapped into learning how to use the internet. And that affected the financial literacy that I was exposed to. Does that make sense? Because of three generations, great grandmother, grandmother, mom, me, really four. But see, I changed the socioeconomic status of my family because I never forget my mom had a back surgery. I had to get a hardship license at the age of 14. I had three jobs in high school, three jobs in college. My dad was in prison. My brother was off at college, and I was eating breakfast for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I was like, man, I'm tired of eating eggs and bacon and toast. I'm tired of eating oatmeal. So, I know all y'all were raised with a silk spoon in your mouth, but when you get to a point to where you're sick and tired of being broke. And I said, my first job was at Chick-fil-A, 1996. And I got that job there because I could eat free. My second job was at a catering company. I got that job because I could eat multiple meals and have something to go and have something to take to my family. My third job, I worked as a lifeguard and I was teaching swim lessons because that was therapeutic for me. And I say all this to say, don't let your lack of desire to learn and keep learning and to get financial literacy and to, just to catch up with the times and technology, don't let that affect your family for three generations because you choose not to expand your level of thinking or education. And this is simply learning the internet. They even call it Web 3.0. Cell phones, right? The internet, digital currency. So, guys, I want to open up the lines to any questions that you guys may have, and I just want to thank Julius for this opportunity. Um, you know, Crypto's changing a lot of people's lives, and it's not just crypto; it's digital currency and it's blockchain technology. But I want to answer any questions that you guys may have, and then I will set up a time and we'll set up a link. Where if you guys wanted to do the group or one-on-one sessions, we could do that. And I do pretty well at this. I've helped probably about 500 people make money in this space, a little bit over 500. I've helped six people become seven-figure earners, probably about 50 people become six-figure earners, and some other people just pay some bills. They may not be retired now, but they pay some bills, or they're debt free, or they retired their mom, or they got enough money to be able to invest in a passion project. But just like stocks and any other investment, you should hold it for at least for a generation. And to me, a generation is at least for 10 years. But here over the next 12 to 14 months, we're in what's called a bull run. And most crypto projects will either 5, 10, 15, 20, 50x over the next 12 to 14 months. And that's what I teach people: when to get in, when to get out, when to stay away, and how to research these projects. So I'm going to open up the lines and any questions that you guys may have. Let's get them answered and we can go from there.
Hello, my name is Destiny Ward. My question is, well, first I would like to say thank you for your time and sharing your education with everyone, and including myself. And so my question is, when are you going to open up your class where you can teach us, where you can teach, I guess, like a select few people, about the trading and the signals, giving signals?
Yeah. So that's two different things. I teach trading. So I teach trading Forex. I teach reading charts, so it can be forex, futures, options. I teach all of that, stocks, commodities. So I teach trading and I teach crypto. Trading is everyday money. So yeah, we can set that up. I just put my website on there, but I'll definitely get back with Julius as to how we want to structure this. But cryptocorey.co is my website. I'm involved in the school community, so you guys have direct access to me. But we can start it now because the and actually crypto kind of went down about 4 or 5% today, most portfolios, and you want to buy low, sell high. So you don't y'all don't the more time you wait, the more time you're missing out on money. So this is what I do for a living full time, and this is not the season to take breaks. I will be going to Ghana and St. Bart's for Christmas and New Year's, but besides that, I'm open. So
Okay.
whenever you guys are ready.
Yeah, because I'm super interested in getting involved because I got into Bitcoin and all that when it was going because I was watching it like a hawk. So when you had talked about it, I was like, oh yeah, I was already on that. So I just want to get more education. So thank you so much for opening up for us to learn.
Yeah, no, not a problem. And like I said, I'm in the this school community, so you guys can send me a message or Crypto Corey or the Crypto Corey on Instagram or cryptocorey.co is my website. And also I wrote a book called Financial Intelligence because I believe we have, educational intelligence and emotional intelligence, but now we got to know how to grow our money. So yeah, I appreciate you, Destiny. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Any other questions? And so one of the reasons why Julia said that this will be good for you guys, because I believe you guys are getting funding. And so some people are getting funding. And listen, if you're getting money or funding and loans and you don't know what to do with it, that's not good. I'm just gonna be honest. No shade to what y'all got going on. But if you're gonna get some money, you need to have that money to work for you and that money to grow for you ASAP. You don't want to get the money and just be sitting on it, So that was another reason. He was like, man, some of these people getting their money, they may not want to do the Airbnb or the car rental deal. He was like, so some of them may want to participate in crypto or trading. And so I'm like, man, whatever you need, man. Whatever you need. So, and I live in Houston, Texas, but I can fly anywhere in the world at any time. I would definitely love to come. I know some of y'all may be in Atlanta or wherever you are. Next year, I'm going to do a 10-city tour. So, I'll be definitely probably, if you live in a major city, I'll definitely be there. But for the most part, I do these via Zoom. So, yeah, let me know. Questions?
Most definitely. Just to add a little bit more to it, pretty soon, once the group gets to a certain point, I'm gonna do meetups, in-person meetups once we get to a certain point. So once we get to that point, once I start doing in-person meetups, I'm gonna start inviting, more people, more speakers, people like yourself to show up as well. So that's something in the future. But that's just all I wanted to add.
Right. And once again, I appreciate you, Julius, for even thinking about me, number one. Number two, for opening this up to your group. And it can definitely be beneficial for people. If it makes sense to you. If it don't make sense to you or you're not interested, I get it. I'm no problem. No problem. Any other questions?
This is Fancy. How long does your courses take for you to fully understand like the concept of crypto?
It's a 4-hour course. In those 4 hours, you will have all the information to be equipped to be able to go make 6 or 7 figures, depending on your investment and just your mental capacity. Because I thought my app was broke when it went from 1,000 to 10,000. And when it went from 10 to 100,000, I started calling my people that told me about the coin. And that's just that one coin. Believe me, I invested in several more. I had more than 1,000. So when it went to over 100,000, I started calling my people. I'm like, does your portfolio say 100,000 too? They was like, yeah. And some folks cashed out. I think it was 30 or 60 days later. It was at 1.2, but it had hit 2.3. But I was trying to break the bank. So, but I said all that to say that 4 hours you'll be equipped to be able to go make 6 or 7 figures, and I'm depending on how much you invest. Now, you invest $100, you're not, I'm not gonna be lying to y'all. I ain't gonna hype you up or gas you up. You invest $100, $500. I hit a lick with a meme coin that got it. I got in early. Now that doesn't happen all the time, but easy. But it's still happening, and I have so many picks that are, that are definitely going to 50, 100, and 10,000x. And I know they're going to do that because history repeats itself. But in those 4 hours, you'll be able to have the information to know how to research projects before they come out or when they come out to make sure it's not a scam, when to get in, when to get out, when to stay away. And I can almost guarantee you, I'm not going to guarantee you but I can almost guarantee you, whatever you invest, you'll 10x your money over the next 12 months. Now, if you 9x it, I don't want you to try to sue me. If you 9x your money, you be like, it didn't 10x, it 9x. I can almost guarantee you that you'll 10x your money over the next 12 months. Now, when I say 10x, that means if you invest 1,000, it goes to at least 10,000. And I say at least. Now, who's crying? Who's mad if you make 10,000 on 1,000 in 12 months? Nobody, So,
So
but yeah,
to get to six figure, what would you recommend the starting amount? Like what would you recommend for someone to invest starting off?
now, I'm not a financial advisor. It's not financial advice. You always have to say that. Consult with but most financial advisors, they don't know what I know. Believe me, they don't know how to trade. They don't have the financial literacy or capacity to know what I know. But I would say, I'm not going to tell you what to invest. I'm not going to be that guy. But a good number is whatever
Yes.
you want 10x. So
Okay.
to get to six figures, let's say 10,000. But I had a friend of mine that put in 6,000 4 weeks ago. She's at like almost, I think, 14,000 in
Okay.
less
That's
than a month. So she put in 6,000. She's almost at 14,000. And so she's like, Corey, you didn't help me pay for my wedding. I'm like, okay.
okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so I don't want to say what number to invest because I'm not that guy. But whatever you want to 10x is easy. 10x is very, very doable. But some will 20x, some will 50x. Yeah,
Understand. All right, thank
okay,
you.
no problem. Any other questions? Y'all, listen,
How's
I'm
it
not gonna
going,
be
Corey?
okay. There you go. Appreciate it. Go ahead.
How's it going, Corey? What are your thoughts on cryptocurrency with mining? Are you familiar with
Yeah,
mining?
yeah, I'm definitely familiar with. So mining, here goes the thing. Unless you're doing solar, your light bill gonna be high. And so you gotta weigh the pros and cons. Or I would say mining, you need to do that if you have a warehouse or you got some rural land and you could afford to buy, you know, 10, 15, 100, 500 mining machines, because then it will make sense. But mining, if you choose to do that, your light bill is going to be high because it's using a lot of electricity. So it's good, but it was even better if you got into it 4 years ago or 8 years ago, because then they would give you like, 6 Bitcoin. So imagine 6 Bitcoin times 100,000. You're at 600,000 from 8 years ago. 4 years later, they give you three more Bitcoin. So you got 9 Bitcoin times 100,000. You're almost at 1 million. So your expenses kind of would have evened out if you would have got into it a while ago. But I'm not against mining. It just has to make sense economically because the cost of electricity for the computers, uh, you don't want a $2,000 a month electricity bill.
Yeah. So somebody kind of explained the concept behind cryptocurrency mining to me like a couple years ago during COVID. That's kind of where you like you search for hidden, you know, cryptocurrency coins and whatnot, right?
Yeah, you get what's called block rewards, and basically they're giving you crypto for your mining computers solving the algorithms and the hash of crypto. So, it's called nodes and a network. And so it's kind of like Uber. Uber is the network. The Uber drivers hook up to the network. And then the nodes, you as a customer, you hook up to the network and ask the drivers to meet you at where it pings your location. So that's how blockchain technology and mining works. And they give you crypto or Bitcoin, but they pay you out block rewards for doing that mining. So 4 years ago, when you heard about it, You really should have tapped into it. I'm not saying it's too late on it, but just make sure, make sure you can afford to do it. So it doesn't make sense, and I'm just being transparent and honest. It doesn't make sense to bring in, $4,000 a month when your expenses is $3,100. You see what I'm saying?
Right. So
So just make
crypto mining is high risk. That's what you're saying.
no, I'm not saying it's high risk. I'm saying your light bill gonna be high.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
so your light bill $2,000, and these machines cost $1,000 each, and you got 5 machines. Just make sure the math adds up. And a lot of times you can't make sure of that until you get it, and then you already see, people go into business and don't think about the operating costs. It's going to cost you to do the mining, so you have to be able to afford to do it. And I'm not saying you can or can't, but your light bill, don't be doing no mining in no apartment or no 2-bedroom house. You need some space because it's like machines, computers that are solving these mathematical equations. So you're gonna need some space for it, and you're gonna need either solar or somebody that got the light bill hookup or some stuff like that. Maybe somebody with the electric company.
Gotcha.
So
okay, because the way it was explained to me, like it was kind of like a simple concept, like you're just finding cryptocurrency that nobody tapped into. Like, yeah, I didn't know that you needed like software or equipment and
yeah,
whatnot. Yeah, I
no,
didn't. I didn't.
it's more to it. So let's say you found a crypto project that's very, very new. It's
Mhm.
not going to pay you if it don't have enough, liquidity, enough customers, if your computers are not busy enough. So if your computers are on the Bitcoin network or Ethereum or Solana or Avalanche, those blockchains have 10,000 transactions per minute. So then your computers will be busy, but that's going to cost way more. And the cost of electricity is it's not as simple as people say. Now, I'm not saying don't deep dive into it or don't revisit that conversation, but just make sure that it adds up economically for you. Yeah. So I'm all about profits, not you being in the hole.
Right. Appreciate it.
Any other questions? And I will say this. I was going to say this before Mr. Alpert said something, but I will say, you know, and not to be pompous or arrogant, but what if you had Warren Buffett on the line and you could ask him any question about investing? I'm not Warren Buffett. I'm Crypto Corey Williams, but I'm an expert in this space. So for y'all to have this Zoom for free, you know, I charge people, for the information that I'm giving y'all, and I'm doing this for free, and get your questions out. Now, maybe you don't have questions, maybe you can't think about questions, and that's okay. But I want to just be as helpful and resourceful as I can for you all. And this is information. I want our people to have the information to where it's an even playing field, because they didn't want us to have access to this information and technology and relationships. But now that we do, we can really, the playing field can be even. Financial literacy is the way to go. But
Hey,
Hello,
crypto.
hi.
Oh,
I'm
go ahead.
sorry. My name is Takeda, and I am a trader. I trade Forex, and I am interested in learning more about crypto and things of that nature. And I did have a question in regards to, like you said, if you were Warren Buffett, what are your intakes of XRP at the moment? How it plummeted down? What do you think about it?
you think it plummeted down?
No, the way it fell down, the way how it did a major pullback after the announcement on the news.
Okay. So this is my take on it. If Rolls Royce had a discount, it's still a Rolls Royce. So XRP did a pullback, and you want to get stuff when it's low. See, a lot of people are excited about this bull run. I'm excited about the next bear market because I can buy low and I'm going to sell high. So when there's a pullback, that's a great entry point. Buy it when it's cheaper. Or do you want to buy it when it's 290? I think it's 245 or 230 right now. Listen, I got an XRP when it was 16 cents. So for it to be at two something and you say a pullback, I'm like, what pullback? I got it to when it was 16 cents. Now I understand how some people are just being exposed to XRP, but XRP is going to replace Western Union and MoneyGram. XRP is going to replace SWIFT, wires. There's 500 banks, major banks worldwide that's already plugged up to take XRP as their main source of transfers for cross-border payments. XRP is going to connect the world together because let's say you're somewhere in South America, Asia, the Arab countries of Africa. You don't have Zelle, but you have a cell phone. Give me your XRP wallet. I can send you money for cents on the dollar. And let's say you're somewhere where you got to walk 5 miles to Western Union, and then they're going to take 5% of your money. XRP is going to be cents on the dollar. XRP, their CEO was just on 60 Minutes last night. XRP is probably one of the better investments that you can make in the crypto space. Plus, Gary Gensler, the head of the SEC, just stepped down. And on January 20th, well, he stepped down, so they have a replacement already. XRP, XRP is going to help a lot of people retire. So when you say a pullback, pullbacks are great. That means you get it at a cheaper price. But just how it went up from 60 cents to $2.90 in 2 weeks, one day you're going to go to sleep and you're going to wake up, XRP is going to be $5. The next day you go to sleep, you're going to wake up, XRP is going to be $15, $20. And that's going to happen over the next 12 months. So when you say a pullback, get excited about the pullbacks because that means that you get a chance to buy it at a cheaper price. See, in crypto and in trading, it's somebody buying and somebody selling. In trading, somebody's selling a currency and you're buying it at a lower price or a higher price. See, the hedge fund people, they're buying crypto. They don't care what price is at. So when I say hedge funds, State Street, BlackRock, Fidelity, Templeton, Vanguard, they don't care about what price is at. They just want to buy all of it. And so now that they're involved, because crypto is supposed to be decentralized, no banks, no government. Now you got the big boys and institutional money involved. They playing games with it like the market. They're gonna sell off. And see what's happening is some of these institutional people are selling off. Oh, crypto hit 100,000, I'm gonna sell off. Why would you sell off when maybe you do know or maybe you don't know that it's gonna hit, 250,000 next year? Like the guy that sold 10,000 Bitcoin for some pizza. That 10,000 Bitcoin, what was that? 12 years ago would be worth $1 billion today. He wants to play in traffic every day. The people that sold at $100, they feel stupid. The people that sold at $10,000, they feel stupid. The people that sold at $50,000, the people that sold at $66,000 less than 3 months ago, and now Bitcoin hit 103,000, they feel stupid. Why? Like Bitcoin is outperforming and crypto's outperforming every asset class in the world. So if you hold on to it, and I'm not saying don't take your profits. I teach strategies as to when to take your profits, but if you hold on to it, you'll maximize your investment. So I say all that to say, Ms. Takeda, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. When it dips, buy more because you get it at a better price and just hold it,
Okay, thank you. I'm looking forward to working with you.
I appreciate it. Same here.
Hey, Crypto Corey, it's DJ. I wanted to ask you about since you said you're into all the coins, you know about PiCoin? Like it's supposed to drop in December.
Never heard of it. PI?
Yeah, PiCoin.
Okay. I never heard of it. I'll write it down. What blockchain is it going to be on? Or do you know?
I don't know.
Yeah, I've never heard of it. You said it's supposed to drop in December. So
yeah, December 31st.
Okay, so that's called an ICO, initial coin offering. So what happens is you have coins like PiCoin, never heard of it. Not sure if it's a great project or not, but if it's dropping, it's dropping December 31st. they'll probably do what's called
Yeah.
an airdrop, where they'll give away some free coins to people ahead of time. So let's say they airdrop 10,000 coins and you get 50, and those 50 coins are worth 2 cents right now, and PiCoin goes to $2. Okay, just
Hmm.
just just do the math on it. So you put $1,000 in, and it goes from 2 cents to $2. You've come up. So it's great to get in projects like that ahead of time. Um,
Yeah.
if it's a good
Yeah,
project.
I've been in it for like a few like 2 years. My best friend does crypto and he was just like, bro, I just want you to mind just press a button once a day. So I've been doing it for like 2 years and they drop in December. And I think I checked today and the price was at like $63 a coin. So
Okay, so you've been
it goes
involved.
up and down. It goes up and down though.
So you've been involved for 2 years, and it's just dropping in December
Yeah,
31st. What have they
yeah.
been doing
I've been
the
in
last
it
two
for
years?
2 years. I don't know how long the coin's been up though. You know what I'm saying? I've just been
Oh,
doing it for like 2 years. Yeah.
okay, yeah. So, and you say it's dropping December. Well, if you already have the coin, then it's already dropped. So it's already come out. So, um, yeah, I've never heard of it, but it's thousands of projects out there. Here's the thing, you got to know how to research these projects. It's better if you get in early, but even if you don't get in early, see, um, there's something that says some money is better than no money. I don't care if I just double my money. See, everybody that wants to become billionaires and millionaires overnight, if I double my money, like who crying? Like who mad about doubling your money? So I'm not sure about that project. I'll definitely research it. Thanks for telling me about it. But if you can get into projects early and you look at their team and you do the research and look at their white papers and their roadmap and their websites, and you see there's great partnerships or what's called RWA, real world assets, or there's utility involved in the projects. It's great. But all I can say, y'all, is crypto is changing lives. It really is. And what if it works? What if it works? Any other questions?
Yes, this is so I just wanted to, hold off on my questions to let everybody else ask theirs. I would just want to ask, like, what profitable coins do you think we should invest in, like, right now?
I'm gonna give y'all five projects, all right? And I put this on my social media, so this is the freebie. XRP, Cardano, which is ADA, XLM, Stellar Lumen, Crow, which is CRO, which is crypto.com, and SUI, SUI. Those are all really, really good projects. So XRP, uh, Cardano, ADA, Crow, crypto.com. What else did I say? XLM and SUI, SUI. Those are five good projects. And all of them are pretty inexpensive. And so you can maximize, you really can maximize your profits from getting those projects. So yeah, those are five.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
And one more thing, what platform do you use to purchase these cryptos?
I use well, what's very user friendly is Coinbase, crypto.com. Both of those are very user friendly. Um, there's one called Uphold, one called Webull, Kraken, KuCoin. There's so many different ones out there. You got Photon, where you can get the early ones that come out. Photon, Phantom, MetaMask. There's tons of wallets. And why you want to get different wallets is certain projects don't come out on Coinbase or Crypto.com first. They'll go on, Dex Tools, Dex Screener, Photon, Phantom, Exodus. They're going MetaMask. They're going all these other different wallets. So, but for right now, simple two ones: Crypto.com and Coinbase. Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
no problem. Any other questions? All right, I appreciate you all. Julius, did you want to add anything else?
I had two questions.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think I forgot the question.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm to novice to cryptocurrency, but I've heard certain names thrown around, like I think it's Ethereum or Doggy Coin, or I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right.
No, Ethereum and Dogecoin.
Yeah. But realistically, being a part of this community and whatnot, say we work with Julius and we got like a loan for like 100K or something like that. How much of that would you invest towards cryptocurrency? And like how long would
Okay.
you? Yeah. Because it
So
sounds like you kind of keep you're saying to be patient and wait
no,
on your
I never
investment.
said be patient. I never said be patient and wait. The time is right now.
No,
You
as
gotta
far as
strike.
like when you put your money in,
Oh
as
yeah, yeah,
far as
yeah,
like
yeah,
yeah, that's what I
yeah.
meant.
Okay, but yeah,
Yeah, not
listen.
pulling it out
Hey,
immediately. Yeah, yeah.
nobody got time to be patient and wait. The time is right now. Like it's like you got to strike while the goal is hot. You got to strike while the window is open. If you got 100,000, and what were your plans before this conversation? That would be my number one question. Number two, is that going to help you 5 or 10 extra money over the next 12 to 14 months? Because most businesses are not profitable until their first 2 to 3 years, maybe five. Most businesses, a traditional business, you got overhead, you got employees, you got permits, you got taxes. But when I say I've been an entrepreneur for 20 years, a storefront business, anything with overhead is crazy. And I'm not saying don't do that, but you want to have low overhead. So, number one, my number one question is, what was you going to do with the money before this conversation? Number two, is that going to pay you 5 or 10x on your money in the next 12 to 14 months? Number three, what's your tolerance for money? Because 100,000 easy, you can do 1 million. And I'm not, and see, here's my thing. I'm not gonna say put all your money into crypto, but whatever you choose to invest, you're gonna come back and be like, Crypto Court, man, you should have told me, man. I should have went harder. I should have put more in. You're never gonna be satisfied because you're never gonna see a return on your investment like you see in crypto ever in your life. My son's mom, I got 2 kids and 2 different women. All right, a year and 4 days apart. Life's good. Everybody's copacetic. But I told both of them, because they got traditional jobs. My son's mom is a pharmacist. My daughter's mom works for Fidelity. And Fidelity, both of their 401ks is in Fidelity. I told them both years ago to put some of your 401k into crypto. I really told them to cash out the whole 401k, if you're gonna ask me. But that's them. That's hey, I got to make sure them and my kids are good for life. So now Fidelity is allowing you to put 20% of your 401k into crypto because Fidelity, Morgan Stanley, Ameriprise, Charles Schwab, all these financial advisor companies were losing clients because people was like, oh, you giving me 8% of my money per year? I'm making 8% a month in crypto. So what I would say to you is, what's your tolerance for money? And do you have, see, what I do is crypto is my 401k, it's my retirement plan, but I take some of my profits, probably 20 to 30% of my profits every bull run. So that's every 4 years. I live off of it. Then I open a business that's going to pay me residual money because I got residual bills. No financial advice, but do whatever you choose, but you're not going to get a return on this type of investment ever in your life. And you'll always regret, you'll always regret, not doing more. But, if you're interested, we could come up with a plan. We could, do a one-on-one and then come up with a plan that makes sense to you. But, I got a high tolerance for making money, and some people, they don't have the capacity, mental capacity for you. I put it like this: if everybody on this call had $10 million today, do you have a plan right now to execute what to do with that money? Most people don't. Most people say they want to be rich, but then $1 million ain't enough. $1 million after taxes is 600,000. after a nice trip, you know, a couple trips to Dubai, after you go to what's that, Phillips Mall, go to the Galleria, nice date, a house, a car, you back to square one. So a million ain't enough. 10 million, that's decent. My cushion number is 50 million, you know. So I say all that to say crypto can give you any kind of return on your investment, and it's gonna happen real fast. But then what? Then when you make it, do you have that plan? So that's why I'll go back to the first question. What was your plan before? And is that plan gonna pay you 5, 10, 15, 20, 50x on your money in the next 12 to 14 months? But yeah, we can talk about it though.
So you say you do one sorry about that.
No, go ahead.
I
The
see.
the F5 book on your website, Financial Intelligence, is that an ebook? Is that a PDF?
It's an ebook and a hard copy. So I send both out. Yeah. So
I got a question.
Okay, hold on one second, y'all. I think Fancy had a question.
Yeah, so you do one-on-one. How much do you charge for that?
Usually it's 2,500. And you know, all I tell people is, you know, you gonna make 10 times that back. And the information is 6 and 7 figure, 8 figure worth of information. But usually it's 2,500. But I'll have a talk with Julius, you know, for this group. If we wanted to do it in a group form or we want to do it in a one-on-one session, because some people learn better one-on-one, where they can ask all the questions. Some people learn better in a group form. So I'll speak with Julius and we'll figure out you know what's best suit for you guys.
Okay, that was my question, to see if we get discount in this group.
Yeah. There'll definitely be some type of benefit. You know, whether it's a discount or whatever. We'll work that out. Julius just went to try to get the information quick. So he hit me on Friday. It was like, Corey, I need you on Monday. I'm like, I'm there. So we hadn't worked on the logistics, just being transparent, but we'll make sure you guys get the information, get taken care of.
Okay.
Yeah, just to add something in, yeah, we're when we get done with the call, we'll figure out how we can position. Let me see, somebody else coming in. But now when we get done with the call, me and Corey will figure out how we can position everything in the community, whether it's through courses or whether it's live videos or Zoom videos or whatever. We'll figure that out. And then I'll post it in the group. I'll make that announcement in the group or whatever we come up with. That's pretty much it. Y'all got any questions?
Yeah, I got a question.
It's one of the Zoom users. Okay, there he goes.
All right. On the coin card, RenMinbi. Do you know anything about that? I think the acronyms for it is CNY.
Okay, say it again.
The coin is called RenMinbi. It's like a Chinese coin. I think the acronyms for it is CNY.
CNY. Okay. I've never heard of it. Listen, it's thousands of projects out there. You know, Pi and the CNY. I'll look it up. Can you type the name? Because you said some kind of Chinese. I heard you say CNY. Now I know CNY as a forex, but if you could type the name of it, I'll research it. And what I'll do is once I research Pi and this other one, I'll just give y'all my honest feedback, and you know, I'll put that in the group here on school. But no, I've never heard of that. It's thousands of them out there. Yeah.
Oh, I have another question.
No.
Can you take money from like your cash value life insurance policy to do like invest in crypto?
Yes, you can. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and it's talk with your policy people, but I believe it might be tax free. And if you don't pull out your money within 12 months or 13 months, the capital gains is between the capital gains tax is 0 to 15%. So that's another. This not a political statement, y'all. So don't get in your feelings. That's another benefit for Trump getting in office. He said he wants 0 capital gains on crypto. So when I got in crypto, I know this phone call is recorded, but when I got in crypto, I didn't have to pay taxes on my stuff because it was early. Now banks and governments are involved. It's a different story. So I believe that you can do that. I have had people that have done that.
Okay.
See, a lot of people, they didn't get in the glory days early because they thought it was a scam, but people was making millions and billions and not having to pay taxes on it. It was a beautiful thing.
Sounds good.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I appreciate y'all's time. If there's not any other questions, Julius, again, thank you. I appreciate you, sir, for thinking about me and for bringing this valuable information to your group. I'll be involved in the group. So let's make this crypto money. It's life changing, y'all. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Have a good night.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.